So here we are at Christmas Eve, considered perhaps the most holy night in the Christian tradition. Throughout our history at this time of year, wars have halted for a moment, ceasefires have held perhaps even for a few days. Enemies have sung Christmas carols back and forth across battlefields, dividing them, each in their native tongue. But in the end, the peace is temporary. Wars continue, violence of all kinds goes on. We cry, peace, peace. But where is the peace? In December 1849 in Wayland, Massachusetts, Edmund H. Sears, a Unitarian minister, wrote a poem in 5 stanzas developing the theme of the angel's song of peace on earth from the 2nd chapter of the Gospel of Luke. Reverend Sears' recurring emphasis was whether or not people really listen to this angel's song of peace on earth. Reverend Sears' theme of peace was insistent and unmistakable. Sears' poem was written in the aftermath of the Mexican-American War. Revolutionary movements had swept across Europe. Slavery had become a major point of contention in this country. Distress was mounting over low wages, long hours, and poor safety for industrial workers. Debilitating poverty and child labor were huge concerns. And Sears' poem became the Christmas carol, "It Came Upon the Midnight Clear." Unfortunately, most hymnals in this country leave out the keystone of Sears' work, omitting the 3rd verse, thereby showing blatant disregard for Sears' original passionate emphasis of interhuman peace, contrasted with interhuman conflict. On this night, as we hear the angel voices ringing out peace on earth, as we sing together later, all is calm, all is bright, as we hope and pray fervently for peace, I suspect somewhere, sometimes, we question, what is this peace for which we wish and pray and hope and dream? I wonder, as we long for peace on this night, are we ready to have our ideas of what makes for real peace shaken up? Are we ready to discover how peace comes into the world in ways for which we might not be prepared? Are we ready to welcome the holy into our lives this Christmas in surprising, astonishing new ways, ways empowering us to be the bearers of peace in our world? Now, if someone is going to bring peace to all the world, we probably have some ideas of who this person should be, who a peacemaker really is, the family from which he or she should come, some criteria for leaders of this magnitude, some basic minimum requirements that must be met. We have some expectations of someone who is going to change the world. We expect a powerfully strong leader. The holy shows up in a defenseless, dependent child, an infant. We expect a magnificent palace. We are led to a stable where the holy is discovered in a rough and cold place. We expect a gold-gilded crib with silken sheets. The holy incarnate, Emmanuel, God with us, lay before us in a manger filled with golden straw. We expect a powerful king leading a mighty army, forging the way across the land with coercion, violence, and fear to secure some sort of something we call peace. Instead of a powerful king, we find a prince of peace, a bearer of peace, transforming the world, a prince of peace, inviting us to come follow a new way so that we ourselves become the ones bringing peace into our world. And maybe, like many on this night, we are looking for, even expecting Santa Claus, that is, a Santa Claus God who will grant our every wish, taking care of all things for us, but we are encountered by a God who says, come follow Jesus into all the places Jesus would go and take peace with you to all the ends of the earth. Somehow, in the angel voices of peace on earth, we begin to understand something is required of us. We have to do something in order for peace to come. In Juarez, Mexico, a border city known for persistent violence, some young evangelical Christians have taken seriously the angel message, peace on earth. Members of the youth group from the tiny Psalm 100 church are dressing up in robes, silver makeup, and goose-down feathered wings as messenger angels, looking the way they imagine angels must look. These messenger angels go out into the streets of Juarez carrying signs and bearing silent witness against murder, against corruption, against all kinds of evil, taking the message of peace with them into their violence-weary city, showing up on street corners, at crime scenes, in neglected neighborhoods, standing silently for 20 minutes like the living statues who receive tips from the tourists on the streets of places like Chicago and New York City. After 20 minutes, these messenger angels gather around the people there, praying with them and for them. Citizens of Juarez, though fearing for the safety of these young people, take comfort in their courage and in their message of peace. Now, we may not agree with their theology. We may have questions about the effectiveness of their actions, but these young people understand the message of the angels. They get that to follow Jesus requires commitment and action, sometimes even risk. And they are ready to take seriously not only the angel voices, but also their own role as partners with God in bringing peace into the world. Because you see, as we hear the angel voices of peace on earth, our wishes, our dreams, our hopes and prayers for peace are quite simply not enough. All of our hopes for peace will be forever elusive until we take an honest, realistic look at the world around us, truly seeing the way things really are, then stepping out boldly into the messiness of life. Just as the holy coming to us in the Christ child entered human reality in a harsh world with all of its messiness. Our prayers for peace will be forever hollow until we understand that genuine peace, peace that really means anything, peace with any chance of lasting, comes only when truth about the way things really are is confronted and justice prevails, becoming the new reality for all of the people in our world. Our dreams for peace remain but dreams until we commit our very lives to actions that bring peace into the world around us.